What's going on, Jeromes? So Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk, PFT, sometimes gets a lot of stick from fans, from readers, as, I don't know, maybe he gets a little bit too over-emotional about things. Who knows? Who really knows? But Florio is a pioneer in the blogging and aggregation business. He does fantastic work at PFT, does great on NBC Sports, and we've relayed the story before. So when I was buying my first BlackBerry, back in the day, the first thing that I checked out in the Verizon store was, hey, how does ProFootballTalk.com show up on mobile, right? Because that was the thing. I mean, it was right before the start of Twitter. So how did you get your news? Places like PFT. And it was fantastic. And so usually this is what happens where you massively compliment someone and then you just rip them a new one. That's exactly what's going to happen. So Florio, does a show with Chris Sims, the son of Boomer Esiason, who's just fantastic with his predictions. He predicted the Packers are going to win the North, which doubt okay. But of course, Florio and PA go way back like chiroprac, and also it sets up our favorite joke of all time. That's not a thermos, but also Florio is a very noted and well-regarded Vikings fan, right? So also, how'd you like growing up in Steel Country? Which he did as a Vikings fan when the Vikings just got shredded by the Steelers in the Super Bowl down in New Orleans. Must have been rough. But yeah. So Florio is one of those Vikings fans that always sort of presses down on the scale against his own team. Now, you could say it's reverse psychology. I fully understand that. Or, lowered expectations. I've never had a goal in life, and I got to tell you, it feels phenomenal because you're never let down. Sort of deal. Or you have expectations so low, anything above that is just gravy, right? As opposed to if you got high hopes and then thwack. It's kind of rough, man. And, Vikings, it's been different than, say, the Lions or historically the Bengals, except for recently, and also in the 80s, or the Cleveland Browns, where it's just like the Vikings hopes dashed versus just boop on the EKG, right? But there's a longer way of getting into PFT is power ranking. So we're releasing our power rankings, the most accurate power rankings in the known universe at some point today. But so PFT tweeted this out. Nothing says football is back better than a made-up hierarchy of teams that will piss a bunch of people off. Sure, blah, 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 blah. That's basically what power rankings are at any point. But so you got the Chiefs and the Niners and the Eagles and the Bengals. Everyone you would expect up top, right? But just looking for the Vikings. Just like we're going down on an earlier round. Oh, we have to go to the second freaking column. Oh, Vikings check in at 18. So the Vikings are behind the Tennessee Titans. They're behind the greasy, grimy Green Bay Packers. And they're just slightly ahead of teams like the Patriots, Mac Jones is garbage, the Commanders, the Commies. Slightly ahead of the Bears as again, the Bears were the worst team in football last year, and they're still trying to figure things out, sure. The Browns are imploding, much to the chagrin of our guy, Kevin Stefanski. The Broncos are still Garbaggio. I don't care that stupid-ass Sean Payton is there. The Saints still have Derek Carr, and the Panthers are whatever. So Vikings are just slightly ahead of that. Where, again, this could be the whole reverse psychology thing, or since Florio has been a fan for so long that homeboy's been alive through all 4 Super Bowl losses. We figured this out, where so the Vikings 0-4 in Super Bowls, except they haven't been to one since January 9th, 1977. You have to be almost 47 years old to have been alive the last time the Vikings lost a Super Bowl, which kind of sucks for me because, my dad and my grandpa had Super Bowl losses. I have losses in NFC title games. We have losses in divisional rounds of wild card games now. It's just, we feel gypped. The Boomers just get everything, man. But speaking of Boomers, so Florio, okay, Boomer. Again, just could be this team has hurt me so much. If I underestimate them, they won't hurt me as much anymore. And if the Vikings start off at 18 in my power rankings and rise up and win the division again, then I look like a genius. Or emotionally, I'll just feel better. But again, I don't get it. Where I understand that the Vikings last year went 13-4, 11-0 in single score games. People call that a fluke, but also they didn't call it a fluke in 2020, 2021 when the Vikings lost a myriad of one-score games because, they're just a bad team, right? Good teams find ways to win close games. But when Vikings do it, it's like, forwards, and also the first time that we heard point differential as an actual stat, brought up quite a bit in the national media. But it's okay. I mean, the Vikings 13-4. The wild card game was what it was, but I blame the defense. But the offense got better, and the defense got better, and special teams is still going to be top dog. So I don't understand how. So I also have an issue. So the Dolphins are stacked, yes. Jets still TBD. Jaguars TBD. Bills, maybe they should be a little bit higher. Seahawks, Cowboys, yeah, the defense is great, but offensively, I don't trust Dak Prescott. The Giants were a flash in the pan. Ravens TBD. Steelers I like, but they're not quite there yet. The Lions are just a hype machine. The Chargers, frankly, should be higher. But then, how do you possibly put the Packers above the Vikings? 2 spots, right? Maybe this speaks back to Sims, who picked the Packers to win the North, but even though the Packers are going to have a good defense, Jordan Love is unproven, Christian Watson is unproven, Dubs is unproven, Jaden Reed's unproven, and the offensive line is going to be in flux. So I don't get it. Like I honestly don't understand. You could blame the Vikings offensive line. You could blame the defense last year. A lot of national media people point out, well, they lost Thielen and Kendricks and Patrick Peterson, so they must be bad. Although, hey, show me what universe where you have old Adam Thielen, well, it is what it is, old Eric Kendricks, old Patrick Peterson, where Jordan Addison, where Asamoah and Pace Jr., where Murphy and Blackman aren't massive upgrades over those 3 older players that we let go at this respective stages of their careers. Yes, Adam Thielen, Eric Kendricks should probably be in the Vikings Ring of Honor someday. Patrick Peterson is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But we're talking about not what they've done in the past. What can they do right now? And the Vikings upgraded at every single level of that defense. The offense is going to be even better than last year, where they're top 7-8 in the league. So, okay, it's okay. Let the national media jabronis keep hating on us, including alleged Vikings fans. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, if we keep saying it's okay, it'll be okay. There you go. But your thoughts are thoughts. Florio hating on his Vikings yet again. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skull Production Value.